The year is 2023. The date is the 18th of August. We are halfway through the summer and Home Bargains have their Christmas decorations out. So let's go inside and see what on earth Home Bargains are playing at. Okay, so now we're inside. There was 2 aisles of Christmas decorations in the Home Bargains that I was at. So the first bit was like the tree decks, so just like hanging baubles. There was not prices on a lot of the stuff. You could just tell that they're starting to bring it out, but it wasn't like full as I expected. And some of the decorations were repeats from last year. This gonk wreath was last year's decoration, and the 3 Santas on the Merry Christmas sign was also last year's decoration. So last year, the first week of September, I popped into Home Bargains, saw that they'd got all of their Christmas stuff just being put out that day, so filmed the entire aisle, and it's actually one of my most popular videos on my channel. And I know that it was the first week of September last year, so I know that Home Bargains have brought this out 2 weeks early. It's the 18th of August. We are halfway through the summer and they've got all of their decorations out so far. I'm sure they're going to add to it as the time goes on. But yeah, even I was surprised. I mean, I love Christmas, but I was surprised with how early they've brought it out. But I will say, because I've got that video on my channel from last year, I have noticed that some of the stuff, like the gonk wreath, is just the same stock. So whether they've just had the stock, you know, like in storage for a year and then just kind of brought it back out, I'm not sure. But there are a few new things here as well to share with you. So there was some tree decorations. The little alphabet things are only 99p. They're cute. And then the little stars that they had for 149. They had a little bit of like colour themed. So again, they're going to add to this, I'm sure, but they had a few little red decorations, then some silver, then some gold. I didn't really see any pink decorations. I think last year the pink decorations were out in full force. I've just said this and now there's a little bit of pink on there. It's more gold, I'd say. But yeah, I didn't really see any kind of the fluffy pink decorations. But you know, as time goes on, I'm sure they'll add to what they've got on offer. But yeah, it was mainly silver, gold and then red. But what I did spot was the cutest little Santa. So this is just a Christmas tree bauble, but how cute does he look there? There was a price on this. It was $1.99. Yeah, that's it. It was $1.99 for that. And then I did quite like the little Ugg boots, but I feel like that's the colour that they're going to go with this year, like mainly golds, reds and silver. So in terms of like big decorations, I spotted a few new things, which I was so excited for. The price slightly put me off here. They're a little bit expensive on some of the things, but they looked so cool. So they've got these characters here for £15. They've got the sleigh back, which they had last year for £30. And then the little elf house as well. That's a repeat from last year. That is $9.99. I liked this. I didn't see this last year. It could have been out, but I didn't see it. So that was $14.99. And then they had this like American mailbox, like kind of Christmas red Santa box thing, which I thought was so cool, but it was 50 quid. They had 2 in different styles, but I just thought it was so expensive. I loved this aeroplane. I was watching every time I was seeing this last year, I was going to go and buy it, and I never did, but it's $12.99. So I think this year I'm definitely going to purchase that. They also had some of the metal characters for $7.99, and then a couple of these little dangly ones which you hang up outside on your garden with big long legs, and I think they were $1.99. So quite cheap and very, like, you know, colourful and festive. These are the boxes that I was on about. So the Express Mail Santa approved big boxes. I didn't see these out last year. They could have been, but not in my Home Bargains. So that they are the US style mailbox for $49.99. And then you can also get the North Pole box, which I think is so cool, for 50 quid. Expensive, but like quite a striking piece of decor there if you had it in your home. So then in the other part of the aisle, they just had a few games and different things like stocking fillers, which is good if you want to start early and start buying them now, because some of this stuff probably won't be around in October, November. It will be, you know, entirely gone off the shelf. But they had a few little games, and then they had some crafty bits, which I also love to see. So they had the pom-pom door wreath craft. You could make a Santa paper chain as well, which I thought was really cool. cool. They had lots of colouring in crafts, so you can do the gingerbread house, that was £12.99. You've got the snow globe there. So if you're looking for stocking fillers early, definitely Home Bargains have you covered here. They had a little bit of like stationery, so they've got Christmas planners, which I actually picked up. It was my first Christmas purchase, but I thought for 99p I'm going to get them now, because next time I go back the planners will not be there. It's always the case with me. And then I also spotted these, which actually light up. So again, stocking fillers or small gifts, you just press the button and these light up, and they are notepads. And I thought that was quite a cool little gift there. I think they were £1.99 as well, so I didn't think they were too expensive either. They had like 3 different designs, and they also had a fidget like tree. Oh sorry, £2.99 for those. And then this like fidget tree thing, the way you can push it in, and that was £1.99. So I didn't want to drop 50 quid on a massive post box, but what they did have was £1.29, the cardboard version. So literally for £1.30, you can get a North Pole cardboard mini post box with cards in as well, so you can fill it out and then post them into the post box. So I actually brought that home with me because I thought that would be a cool activity, especially like with my nephew. He could write what he wants, we'll post it and then send it off to Santa. They also had the hanging decorations, they had the tea light holders as well, and then this, which is definitely new this year. So this is a present jar. It is really heavy, like when I'm talking solid glass, it is so heavy. It was super cute though. It's got the little bow, like all kind of made with glass. It looked lovely for like little treats and stuff. I also really like this is the Star Nibble Bowl and Platter. The Christmas tree they brought out last year, but the Star one I haven't seen before. So they've got a few different like kitchenware serving platters available. The candy cane was a repeat from last year. I think last year it was cheaper. £8.99 feels quite expensive this year, and it's just stock that they've brought out again, so that's a little bit naughty. But they've got the round dish platters as well. They've got the big treat bowls that kind of stand, that was last year as well. That's £9.99. And then they had a few little baking items. So they've got the silicone rolling pin, which is really cool. That's a Jane Asher one, and I think it was £3.99, but it's got all of like the Christmas embedded design on. So if you were doing like baking activities, that would be a really good gift to buy somebody. They've also got the placemats for £2.49. They are the wipeable ones. They've got that in the penguin and the Santa. They've got some little straws. They have little characters on as well, so they were cute. They're paper character straws. And then they had more Jane Asher baking sets, so you can get like the cookie cutters and the whisks and the rolling pins for £5.99, or you can just buy the standalone cookie cutters. They had the snowflake and the snowman, and they were £1.99 a piece. I spotted this at the top. There was no price, but this is probably one of my favorite items that they've got this year. So it's a special delivery Christmas Eve box, and it contains a storybook, stickers and a cookie as well, so that was really cool. And then they've got this little tray, this wooden board, which you can leave out for Santa. It's got space for a treat for Santa and for the reindeer. They were £3.99. They've got a few Disney things out as well, which I spotted. There was some tea towels a bit later on in the video, but they've got this Christmas tree sharing tray for £2.49, and then a plate, which again you can leave out for Santa on Christmas Eve. That was £1.49. The cutest sweet jars, so the Christmas one, the Santa one, sorry, and the Elf were from last year, but the candy one, I'm sure I've not seen before. So they've got the jars in a small size, and then they've got the large ones as well, but that candy like sweet one there, I thought was super cool. So they're £2.99, and you can get the bigger version of those for £3.99 just at the bottom. They're probably about double the size as well, so they're quite large. You can buy a reindeer egg cup, but I thought this was quite expensive. So it's got a little space for your egg, and then you can obviously put your toast around it. But it was £2.99 each, which I think is quite expensive for Home Bargains for like what it is. But then the cutest teapots ever. These are going to fly off the shelf, I'm sure. They are £9.99. They are shaped as a Christmas pudding. They are very, very cute. And then that's pretty much it. So they've got the Mickey Mouse tea towels. They've got some Gonk tea towels as well. They were £3.99 a piece, which for the Mickey Mouse one I can kind of understand, but for the Gonk tea towels, that's quite expensive for 2 tea towels for £4. They look quite plain. And then they've got some advent calendars, and then just a ton of gift wrap. So they've got gift bags and like, you know, paper and all of the stuff that you need to wrap your presents. So for now, that is it. That's all that's out at Home Bargains. I'll be going back in a few weeks because they'll definitely add more, so I'll film more. But yeah, that's what's new at Home Bargains, and Christmas has arrived.